Okay, we're going to talk to Hannah Vasicek, the founder of Francesca. Hannah, great to see you.
Thank you for having me.
Now tell us, about this passion for making jewelry. What contributed to this?
It really started at a young age. I grew up in rural New South Wales, and so I was one of those crazy children with way too much energy. And at about 12 years of age, my mum actually took me into a beading store, and I guess that's where my love for jewelry making began. So I think I made a pair of earrings at first, and to be able to put something together from nothing was just amazing. So really, yeah, 12 years old was when it all started.
Yeah. People who discover the Francesca jewelry story, they instantly wonder, like you started off in a market in Salamanca in Hobart, and now you're an international brand. And they say, how does someone do that? Well, how does someone do that?
It's been a tough ride. It's been about 10 years from the markets to where we are now. And I guess if I had looked back when I was starting as well, I would have thought the same thing. But it really has been a slow burn of, persistence and getting over failures and everything like that along the way that's got us here. So yeah, from the markets when it was just me down there selling every Saturday, rain, hail or shine, to now having a business where I have 60 amazing employees. I ask myself the same question all the time.
That's absolutely is. And what a lot of us will be wondering, it started off as a side hustle and then you decided to go full-time as a business. What made you think that this is going to really work? Was it just purely the sales?
No, there's honestly such a culmination of events. And I think, for me, I had a business really early, obviously. I started when I was 16. And by the time I finished school, it was kind of making money at the markets one day a week. But I still had no conviction that I could be a business owner. So I actually enrolled in university and did a 5-year degree studying science and law, completely unrelated to jewelry. And to be honest, there was a few things along the way. Seeing other entrepreneurs make it, someone like Samantha Wills, for example, seeing her go from Bondi to New York, I was like, oh, there's hope there. But truly, it wasn't until year 5 of university that I actually enrolled in a competition. It was run by the Entrepreneurs Organisation. And I remember I was in a law lecture one day and I opened this email saying that I was in the top 4 of this competition. And I was blown away and had to fly to Melbourne the following week to present the business. And I just dreamed big and presented what I thought the business could be. And I won. And to be honest, just winning that was sort of hope that I could be a business owner one day.
You've got a digital business, you've got a real world physical business. The marketing is always critically important. Have you joined the TikTok bandwagon?
TikTok, we actually, when it sort of was first released and it went big, we thought we have to get onto TikTok, but we actually found that it was taking up a lot more time than what it was worth for us. For us, we find a lot of traction in Facebook and Instagram, and it seems to be where our market is sitting more so. TikTok, we haven't quite nailed. A lot of our employees are all over it, so we might venture there eventually. But yeah, not for us right now.
Yeah. So what has been the best marketing avenue for the business?
To be honest, I think going back to the first day that we opened our store, it was this tiny little store in the outskirts of Hobart City. We used to have the door closed, so one customer would come in and I would have the opportunity to talk to them. Same with at the markets. The best marketing that I've always found are customers who create customers. So our goal, even for all of our retail members in store, face-to-face with customers and even in customer care, is to give an experience so amazing that people have to talk about it. And so to me, that's still my number one passion in marketing, to create customers who will tell other people. But yeah, again, Facebook, Instagram, but we're currently trying to sort of diversify that risk as well.
Okay. Now, it's important in your business to give back. Tell us how you hardwired that into the business, but also how do you select the causes?
Yeah, so it was a few years ago, I think it was about 6 years ago, that business was going really well. We were getting heaps of sales. We had a growing team, and we realized that it was my sister and I in a meeting one day that we turned around to each other saying, we sell jewelry, and something didn't kind of light us up like it used to, and we realized that we needed more. We wanted more purpose, and we wanted to be able to give back to the community. And at this stage, we had a bit of a social media presence. So that's when we started our first aspect of giving back within the business, which was an awareness bracelet. And we partnered with Breast Cancer Foundation to create a bracelet where every bracelet that we sold, we donated a certain amount to the Breast Cancer Foundation. And from there, we've just added more and more charities that align with our values. We work with 12 a year, so one a month. And then we also have our charity, which we work with year round, which is an anti-human trafficking charity that I'm a director of as well. So I think we're nearly about to hit $1 million of donations to charities Australia-wide and overseas. So we have a tagline that says success means nothing unless we're giving back, and we try to sort of, I guess, promote that through the whole business.
That's a great story. So you've also got into podcasting, and it's who I am. Like,
yes.
How is this related to Francesca Jewelry?
Yeah, so we created a product within the business that has actually overtaken a lot of our collections, and it's called Francesca Create, and it's all around creating your story through a piece of jewelry. We had people literally writing in left, right and centre about what their piece of jewelry meant to them. And so then we started venturing into how can we tell other people's stories and explain it's who they are. And so that's why we last year, and I think it was during COVID lockdown actually, that we launched the podcast. And it literally is interviewing other people and really getting to the essence of who they are as well as business, but then what drives them, what success means to them. The first person we interviewed was actually Samantha Wills, who was our hero and someone who got us through some of the bad days.
So why don't we look at Francesca Jewelry going into the future? Will we see you with a pop-up or even a permanent shop on Rodeo Drive?
Well, if you'd asked me years ago, I would have said definitely. We started in bricks and mortar, so we had a Hobart store before we ever had an online store. We've also got a store in Melbourne Central, and it was our dream to open stores all over the world and in Australia. But online is just so powerful at the moment that we're finding that we're able to connect to customers everywhere without having a store. So as much as I'd love to have a Rodeo Drive store, I think we're going to be looking into more of like road shows. So trying to interact with customers and tell their stories through moving through different areas rather than having a physical store. So that's something that we're working on at the moment. It's a long-term dream of being able to tell people's stories.
Have you been shocked at how online has given you such a reach right across the world?
Online is seriously, I had friends telling me years ago, get onto online, like push it further. And I did always say that I needed the face-to-face interaction, but online has just been incredible. When COVID hit, we were fortunate enough to have online grow when our stores were closed. So yeah, I think, that tied with social media and people being able to be more open and telling stories online now is going to be something that we lean into.
Well, thanks, Hannah. It's a great story.
Thank you so much.
All right, I'm now going to ask questions of all the group to see if there are other things that we have to learn from their fantastic stories. Let's go back to Hannah now. And Hannah, there are so many channels that we can use now to get through to consumers to build our businesses. What are the ones that really have worked to increase your reach of total audience?
We really work to build our email list. It's a way for us to be able to contact our customers every week, actually 3 times a week. So obviously we try to get people's emails when they first purchase in store through Facebook, Instagram and different avenues, and then give them that sort of update all the time.
Let's go to Susanna now and basically ask her the exact same question. So what are the channels that are working for you?
We've always been very community-led, Peter. So where our audience is basically where you'll find us. Right now, we are very much dedicated to our strategy of really looking at what our audience is searching for. So where can we be that they are searching in any given point in time? And it has proven to be true for about a decade now that where they are looking for the style of content that we create is through Google.
Well, let's now go to Bridie to see what consumer channels are really working for her.
So we find a lot of our customers via social media channels, like everybody else, through Instagram and Facebook. Being a creative, we are highly influenced by images, so people like to scroll for inspiration. However, we try and go above and beyond that by creating informative and helpful advice for people once they engage with our community. So really important blogs, teaching people how to use our products, how to be creative, what to do within their small business, and providing them that content not only, creates a confident maker, but it creates a loyal customer. So we try to have quite a circular marketing within our business that not only engages through images, but teaches people how to explore creativity once they've landed on our store.
Yeah, that's a really great idea, and a lot of people will learn from that. Fantastic.
Yeah.
While I've got you, why don't you talk to us about what you're doing in your business to give back?
So over the past couple of years, we've really tried to focus on local initiatives. I think COVID really saw a lot of us just dialing back a bit and seeing how we could support those within our local community. So we donate thousands of kilos of yarn to our local homeless hub, for which they knit scarves and beanies and blankets for the homeless within our local community. We work with Mind Australia and Centre Care, who create people who are gone through traumatic things, be PTSD, DV, or anything that would lead someone to looking for help. So we engage makers to teach others how to be creative, because it really is a flow-on effect. Once people start creating with their hands, there's a sense of escapism. So rather than just providing a once-off, we want to nurture that person and give them the ability to just create some stillness in their world if and when they need it.
Susanna, let's go to you now. So what are you doing in your business to give back?
So we care, we contribute is one of our core values as a business. And we're really striving to do that by ensuring that our platform is having a very positive cultural impact, both in terms of people and in terms of the planet. So from a people perspective, we really think that the media and advertising industries can and should do a lot more in terms of inclusion. So we're very committed to making sure that we have plurality of perspective in the stories that we're telling. And we do that through the talent that we feature, through the creators that we engage, and also through a mindfulness of growing this consciousness around diversity and inclusion. And then on the planet side, we have an always-on sustainability vertical. And the simple goal for that vertical is that we can prove that living the good life can mean living more sustainably. So it's all about really offering those micro switches that can really lead you to having a very positive impact on the world around you.